how good it feels to have it in this moment, and allow yourself to completely be engulfed in that energy right here, right now. And the reason this is so important is because the world that you're looking at, this like screen of projection here, is literally something you've already created. You've already manifested this space. This is the past. So if you, in this present moment, call in and be the energy of yourself getting that brand new beautiful car, it has no choice but to materialize in your next moment, because we are creating right now in this moment for the next moment. So what you want to do is be in the end game all the time and ignore your reality, like Delulu for real. And it's not in like, you don't have to be super duper crazy with it, right? Like you don't have to project it out into your world if that's not something you're comfortable with. Like go to work and tell people that like, oh my gosh, my Tesla's outside. You don't have to do that. But what you do have to do is go to work and think and feel, oh my God, my Tesla's outside. And keep that energy consistent. And you have to make sure that you are in front of your thoughts, because that's the only thing really truly that can mess up your manifestation, is you saying to yourself, oh, my Tesla's outside, I'm so excited for this. But then the back of your mind is saying, yeah, right, like where though? And no, it's not. And it's doubting. And it's being that little naggy voice that's like, you're crazy, you're insane, this is a delusion, right? You don't want that. So it's very important. This is why we do healing work. This is why, and healing really truly is just meeting all of these points of doubt, meeting all these points of protection, really, let's call it that. Because these little thoughts that you have, and they are little, even though sometimes they amplify so big in our world, these little thoughts that you have are only thoughts. And thoughts do become things, but it's just a thought, and a thought can be changed in an instant. So making sure that you are paying close attention to the thoughts that come in, because as they come in, this is how you heal them. And really, truly, it's not even healing it, because you're already healed. You're already whole. It's kind of a whole big mind game. And it's about telling yourself in that moment, hey, I see you, thought. I forgive you, thought. Thank you, thought, for showing me what I don't want, right? And then letting that thought go. And how you let it go is just by saying, I release you. You can call on your higher self if you believe in that. Whatever your belief systems are, call on God. Ask God to take this thought and burn the shit out of it. Goodbye, thoughts. We don't need you. Thank you for your service, right? And then ask God to take your thought in a new positive direction. And let me tell you something. As soon as you do that, God will show up and work. Literally. God is already here working. Like, this is a co-creation. You are creating this world with the divine. And the divine is only wanting to give you everything that you ask for. So if you ask for the good, God's like, bet, I got you, boo. If you ask for the bad, even if it's subconsciously doubting, worry, fear, God's like, okay, I got you, boo. And then you just keep creating whatever it is you're feeling, thinking, vibrating out into the world. So what you have to do is make sure you are in control of your thoughts. Get back in the driver's seat, which is why presence is powerful. It's a powerful place to be, because when you're present, you are in control of your emotions. You are in control of your thoughts. You are here. You're here. And a lot of times, like, that thought can be ambiguous, right? Like, what do you mean presence? I'm always here. I'm not ever anywhere else. Well, that's not true. If you're thinking about the past, guess what? You are in the past, energetically, vibrationally. You're not present. If you're thinking about the future, guess what? That is where you're at, energetically, vibrationally. You are not here, right? So what you want to make sure you do is be present. And while you're present, be in the energy of having everything your heart desires. Everything. And then your reality has no choice but to have to. And so what I came here to tell you today is that you are God. You are powerful. You have so much more power than you have been told. And it's so important that you let yourself be powerful, right? Let yourself take back control of your life. Get in the driver's seat again. you'll notice that some days, if you try to recap your day, there will be blanks. Like, how did I get from point A to point B today? I don't even remember the drive. You know why? Because your thoughts were in the past, or your thoughts were in the future the entire time. You cannot live like that. You have to be present. Presence is power. In this now moment is where you can manifest anything that your heart desires. And so start thinking about that too. What is my heart desire? And don't just keep it on a basic level, right? Like, think about your whole life, your health, your career, your family, your love life, everything. Manifest it from intention. Be in the moment. Let yourself feel 100% healthy. Let yourself feel 100% loved. Let yourself feel. Period. Let yourself feel. Because that feeling tone is the vibration that calls in your most abundant life. Be abundant right now, regardless of what's going on in your outside circumstances. Don't let it phase you. Stay in your power. Stay in your abundance right here, right now. And this is how you begin the process of truly manifesting and taking back your life. I'm going to start coming in a lot more with a lot of these like reminders and tips and tricks so that you can start to take back your life, because you deserve to live empowered and happy and peaceful.